this film, I wanted to make sure that this film is very gritty and very different from anything that we have ever done. Never shot a film on this magnitude as far as the content, and just want to make sure all of the small details that are not overlooked for this film. And it's definitely a different change of pace for me. A lot of my films, I want to say, seem to have like a little comedy, horror, psychological thriller, and this film is the exact opposite. It's such a serious tone, and that kind of has to change my mind frame on things because I'm usually a little bit of a kind of a goofy person, so to speak. So with this film, with respect to the actors, definitely want to make sure that we don't take this content as being insensitive or being insensitive to their feelings and their process of making sure they get into character. So that being said, I just want to make sure that every bit of detail feels real to them, so that way the acting and the delivery comes out really well. So far, the acting is phenomenal.
You know, they kind of just got that.
I mean, if it's the same plot, who cares about the name?
Yeah, no, right now we're going to get them
Practicing.
Hi, my name is Samantha Dudley. I've been with Chase for 13 years. I've been helping him film movies for 10 years, about 10 years. First I started out having no clue what I was doing. I only had McDonald's management experience. And then I slowly progressed, and I talked to some writers and some crew members and learned a lot from Eddie, from Brent, from Chase, people that we worked with for years in the film industry, about the film industry. My process is pretty clean. I like to take care of people, but I also like to keep people on their toes, just simply because we are here to film and produce a movie, and everybody gets rewarded for that.
Enjoyed the tape. It really doesn't explain what I'm going to do to you. I'm simply a guy, and you are property, a prop.
Why are you doing this?
Because I can.
Let me out.
Boom! I'm a wide-awake nightmare, sweetheart.
Guy is guy. Guy is a bad guy. Guy, I don't want to say he's mysterious, but I would think he's unpredictable. He's unpredictable. He's rather violent. He enjoys inflicting pain onto others. He enjoys torturing people, and he's pretty unforgiving in his behavior. Yeah, I think that's a description of Guy. He's the bad guy, which is the hero for this horror movie, Locked In.
So my character is Madison Dean, and I play a Catholic girl. She's, you know, kind of innocent at the beginning of the movie, and something really bad happens to her. She gets kidnapped, and for me, the movie is a story of how she deals with the situation and how she changes throughout the situation, as well as a characterization with the other main character, Melanie, and they kind of are on two completely opposite sides of personality-wise and just all around. And just the fact of how two very different people can become friends in family almost in a situation that is horrible. And this movie is also very, very intense and very gory. It's a good gory horror film, but with heart is what I like to say.
Hi, I'm Nailya Shakirova. I play Melanie in this movie. She's a girl that gets abducted by the sociopath and then tortured on camera, basically. This was by far one of my favorite sets to work on. Everyone was so professional, so easy to work with. The team was very effective, so we were able to shoot a lot of content in a relatively short amount of time. I hope that this is not my last project with this production company, because they were absolutely amazing to work with.
I've been acting for 25 years, and I am gravitated towards the horror society. So being a part of 1,000 Corpses, as you mentioned earlier, it has allowed me to travel and sign autographs for the movies, and that movie and a couple others. And I think this could be an addition to that. So I'm kind of gravitated towards the horror society, and I'm kind of excited about it, doing this one and other horror movies.
Right. Well, I will say this is kind of pushing it further than I ever have, but in a good way. I love horror films, but this is probably the most gory and the most intense film I've done. But what drew me to it most was the character arc of Madison and how she goes from one place at the beginning of the movie to a completely different place at the end of the movie. And I thought, like, it's not just your standard slasher, gory horror film. It's also going to be a really good character story as well. So that's what drew me to it.
I read the script, I would say, I think it was about 4 or 5 months ago, is that I got the script. And yeah, it was definitely one of the darker ones I've ever read in my life. But I think the story is so true to life, and the message that is in the story really needed to be delivered. And I think that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to do it, because this problem is very current right now, and I wanted to tell the story.
Hi, I'm Lynn Lowry, and I play Rose in the film. I talked to Chase many years ago. We sort of tried to hook up, but we didn't quite, get something going at that point. But this time they contacted me and they said that they had this role, and they asked me if I would be interested, and I was.
Finally, working with Amy Thompson has been a 5-year journey. She first submitted her audition for Payday, and we've been trying to work together since. So glad to have you. Sorry, my breath smells like coffee. But
Mine too.
yeah, no, I apologize. Just, you have coffee, you've been talking about the world, I don't smell too great. But looking forward to working with you. I know you're going to be amazing. So you want to give a little synopsis to your character?
I'm not give a synopsis. Basically, I am tortured. I'm a tortured human.
Yes. She
Who is
plays
fighting.
Vivian.
I play Vivian, and I am fighting for me and my child's life. So,
And she obviously doesn't succeed.
yeah, I'm not great at it, but I try.
Eddie Brown Jr. is doing such an amazing job with not only the sound. He wears a lot of hats. He does a lot of things for our company. Graphic design, editing, sound, sometimes DPing, consulting. He's definitely one of my biggest mentors in this industry. Has taught me a lot of things. So a lot of things I definitely go to him too for how we're going to do this. First time working with Charlie Brady, which is our director of photography, and he's doing such an amazing job that he's capturing all of the shots, and I have my desk right over there to where I'm watching everything on the monitor, and Eddie's sending me some sound so I can hear everything and seeing everything, and just having such a much different feel on how I'm viewing things on set. And it just I feel like I'm starting to really find myself as far as my voice, so to speak, from my first film, Peyton's Burden, into Locked In, which is my fourth feature film.
I'm Charlie Brady. I am the director of photography, the gaffer, the screenwriter for the later drafts, and I guess the DIT technician. So me and Chase kind of started talking about 3 years ago when he was getting ready to do Beast of the Field. and I wasn't able to make that shoot, and then we got involved in a couple other projects, which I was rewriting and getting ready to film for him. And then they fell through because of location technicalities. And then this came up, and we just kind of took off, and it was a great partnership of creative collaboration. Chase is really great to work with. One of the best things about him is the trust that he puts in his crew. He just lets me kind of have a little bit of freedom. He gives me his vision, and he gives me the freedom to try to make it as visual as I can. And he kind of does that with all the crew. He works with Eddie on sound. He works with the actors to bring their characters to life, and it works really great when you have a director who trusts you to get your job done.
Hi, my name is Eddie Brown Jr., and I worked on Locked In as the sound engineer, editor, and also do marketing for graphic design. Working on production, it was a cold experience. Around that time of the year in Kentucky, it gets very cold. So we basically, had to thug it out and do what we had to do to make it all work. Charlie did a good job getting the shots that he wanted, and he brought Chase's vision to life. I did the best I could to get the best sound possible for the film. We were in a pretty open area, and there were vehicles and nature everywhere, but I think we did a good job at getting the sound where we needed it to be.
Right on. All right, my name is Steve O'Shepard. I am the special effects makeup artist on the movie Locked In that we're working on right now with the director Chase Dudley. Me and Chase have worked together on another film called Payday, where I was the effects artist for that and got to help him with a few small minor things. He really liked me a whole lot. I really liked him a whole lot, and he came at me a couple of months ago and was like, "Hey man, so I have this really crazy horror movie that I want to make, and it's pretty much going to be all practical effects. Would you be interested in it?" And as soon as he told me about it, I was immediately game-faced and ready to go with it. Then he sent me the script. I read the script and was blown away, to say the least, by all the effects that he had lined up for this. So I got to come out and get started on this, and it has been an absolute pleasure being here with the whole cast and crew of this Locked In. It's been a lot of fun getting to make all the different crazy things, coming up with things at the last minute on the fly. We've been coming up with all kinds of fun things. We'll have already had things planned out, and then last minute we end up switching it up, and I love that. I love being able to work on the fly and create new things on the whim. It's been a lot of fun with that.
All right, my name is Anna Wooten. I'm a script supervisor, and I got in the film. Chase and my mom, or Chase and Sam, my mom is their doctor, and Mom told them that I was going to school for movie stuff, and they were like, "Oh, hey, okay, we'll get you in our film." And then they called me, and they're like, "You're my script supervisor," and I was like, "Okay, I don't know what that is. All right, I'll do it." So.
My name is Amy Lynn Woodall. I'm the second AD, and I got onto this movie when Charlie Brady had tagged me in a post about needing crew.
All right, well, I'm Greg Smalley. I'm the unit production manager and transportation person. I'm working with this movie. I've worked with Chase before on Payday as a production assistant, and actually when I saw him post that Lynn Lowry was going to be in this one, I contacted him on another matter, and it ended up that he asked me to interview for this position, and eventually I got it, and here I am.
I'm Serena Brown. I'm a production assistant on the film Locked In. I got the position because Mr. Chase Dudley asked me if I wanted to help and assist the crew.
Hi, I'm Daniel Lazar. Been working as a grip / AC on Locked In, and I went to WKU for filmmaking, and I'm really excited to be he learning from all these veteran filmmakers out here living the dream, making indie films, distributing them, having a great time, moving up. It's been a great experience.
Going in, so Samantha, Dudley, have been producing movies with me for such a long time. She is so thorough and detail-oriented, and it's also my lovely wife. You know, she has always been a very organized person that keeps people together and a great balancer. And I was always missing that piece with my earlier films, and I'm so glad that she finds that fun, because I don't. And she's definitely made me so much of a better person, as well as a better filmmaker, because just her organization and able to communicate with people has really changed the game, and I'm working with people I never thought I would work with.
As a producer, you have to think about time and money, and that's a hard job, and a lot of people can't handle it. But I find it very fun because it's an organization process that you constantly have to be thinking about. And not only do you have to think about the safety and well-being of others, but you also have to think about how much money you're pouring into certain things to make sure that people are safe and well-being. So the job of an AD and a producer is very, very hard, and a lot of people undergo it. But what makes it successful is the AD and the producer, because without the AD and the producer, you wouldn't be able to do some of the things that you can do. The crew depends on me. But we're all a team, and it takes a team to make it happen.
Our actors have been absolutely phenomenal all around. With the content we have, it can be very difficult for an actor to try to get in the mindset of that, but our actors have been truly dedicated, and they've worked together to feed off of each other and to give each other strength to make it through some of our tough stuff. And that camaraderie it really sells on screen with the trust they put in each other, especially with our more physical stunts that we have in this film. You have to have a level of trust in each other.
I think dark characters are unpredictable. So if you truly get into the character for me, then when you're performing it with super great actress, your Amber Fox is really good. I find some of the best reactions coming from her. And your other lady playing, I forgot her first name, Nailya? Nailya. I almost want to say Nadia Komanish. She was a famous skater back in the day, back when I was younger. Russian lady. She's phenomenal too. You did an excellent job casting this film, and Charlie, our DP and our sound guy Ed seemed to be doing a fantastic job. I listened to Ed's headphones the other day, and it kind of creeped me out.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I think this is going to be pretty special. So that's the main reason why I signed on.
Yeah, well, absolutely. When I found out that you cast Robert Mukes, I immediately was like, oh, I've got to up my game now. This is the first bigger name that I've worked opposite of in such a big way. I've had smaller roles and lines here and there with some big actors, but to be a lead across from another person like that was intimidating, but it's been absolutely amazing and fun, and he's a cool guy. Yeah, I mean, obviously I've never went through anything like what she's going through, because when people see this movie, they're gonna be, and it's real life stuff, and that's, the worst part about it is that this horrible stuff does happen. But yeah, just the fact of I grew up and was in Catholic school until 5th grade, so I grew up a Catholic school girl and the innocent type person growing up, so I could relate to her in that way, but then I can also relate to her because as I got older, things happen in life and it changes you, so that I really related to her in that something that happens in your life can change who you are as a person. So it's been 3 years since we filmed Beasts of the Field together, and I can tell production value is 10 probably 100 times better than it was. And Beast of the Field was great, like, don't get me wrong, but just the fact of everything's more organized, production value is so much better, everything seems, you know, to be running much more smoothly. And I, at the time, 3 years ago, said Beast of the Field was one of the best sets I had been on anyway, so for it to increase again is, like, amazing.
Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. The crew was amazing. Everyone was so professional. You know, everyone knew what they were doing. I think that was another reason why we were able to shoot so much content in one day, because everyone was so professional and all departments were running so smoothly that we were able to cover a lot of content. You know, I think a movie making is it's a collaborative effort. If one department is not great, then the whole thing doesn't work. And every department here was amazing.
He's great. I mean, he's got such a good attitude and such great energy, and everyone seems to really respect him and listen to him, and he just made everything just a real joy to work with.
Working with Robert Mukes, he was a great actor to get to know. We had some cool times. Amber, she brought it. She did a lot. She went through the ringer. Nailya, she did a really good job as well. She also went through the ringer. She got some nice little surprising shots in the film as well. Gotta watch the film to see what I'm talking about. And as far as the other actors that were in the movie, they did a great job as well. We gotta see where this film's gonna go on its level of acting, but I think it was some really good acting in the film. Working with the production team, producers, everything was pretty good. You know, I didn't see any problems on the production side. Sam, she kept everything running, you know, keeping everything on time. The production managers, the PAs, they all did a really good job at what they were supposed to do. One PA in particular, Serena, she did a good job. Just gotta throw that in there. But working with Chase on this film, it was a really good experience. This is the 4th film I worked on with Chase. We've known each other now for almost 10 years. I would say 10, 12 years, something like that. And worked on some projects together, Marvelous Mandy, Beast of the Field, Payday, and now Locked In. And I edited Payday. I didn't work on the production part. I just edited Payday. But I worked through the whole process of Beast of the Field and Marvelous Mandy. This process here, I'm working on the sound and the editing and the coloring part of it. And I'm trying to bring a really nice vision that Chase brought to this project. Chase has improved a lot in what he wants on his vision and how he wants everything to be. So what we're doing is definitely making sure that we got everything that we wanted in the film. So right now the process is I am editing everything and putting it all together. So like this documentary is one of those things we're putting together to bring something out to you guys to let you see what we're doing and keeping the pace moving. Overall, I think Locked In is a really good project. We're gonna see how everything turns out, but I'm hoping everybody enjoys what they see, and I hope you like my vision as well as Chase's vision. We're all in this together, and it was a wonderful team that brought this thing together. Thank you.
If you watch the movie, this movie is going to be really, really intense, and so I was really under the impression that the atmosphere on the set was going to be a little bit more reserved and a little bit more quiet. And the reality of it is that it's actually been really fun. We've all been cracking up and cracking jokes and laughing this whole time. It's been a lot of fun to get to showcase everybody's talent and to see everybody's energy. This has been one of the most positive, energetic movies I've ever been on. So it's been a lot of fun with that.
All right, y'all, that's a wrap. And